Welcome to Rising Above Shadows of Abuse. Rasa. Dear host Grace of her. What are the potential future trends regarding drug abuse and trafficking in Colombia, considering current societal changes?
That's a difficult question. I think that's the most difficult question of all this conversation. Well, trends suggest increased focus on harm reduction, legal reforms, and alternative life. However, I think the political instability and global demand for drugs pose ongoing challenges. There are challenges for example, I think the evolving patterns of drug production and trafficking. There will be an increase in Coca cultivation. There are advances in cultural techniques, and our traffickers know that. And the continued demand for cocaine may lead to sustain or increase Coca cultivation, especially in areas with limited state presence, because we have areas or regions where the state or the government presence is zero. So in the production, in the scale production, in the past, we used to have like a leader, like a capo, was the capo. Nowadays, we don't have capos. There are no more capos. Pablo Escobar was killed and no more capos. Well, in Mexico probably, but in Colombia, no. Nowadays, we have thousands of small dealers, thousands, millions of dealers. So now there is a decentralized and a smaller scale production, which is very common nowadays, making the efforts of eradication more challenging and more difficult. Also, another trend could be the diversification of products. So they are changing the drugs into synthetic drugs such as methamphetamine, fentanyl, which are easier to manufacture and transport. It's easier for them to manufacture and transport this kind of drugs. Also, the traffickers are very smart for that. They are very smart. So they are applying innovation methods, new techniques, including drones, encrypted communications, cryptocurrency. So it is difficult for the authorities, for the police, to combat this kind of deals or traffickers. Also, there has been a rising in the domestic use of drugs. In the past, we just produced the drug, we didn't consume. But nowadays, yes, we have the problem with consumption. Nowadays, it's very common to have teenagers consuming drugs. In the past, we just produced the drugs. So that rising in the domestic use is a change. It makes our teenagers, our youth people vulnerable, very vulnerable to this situation. I mentioned that traffickers are moving to different regions. So that region became very violent, very vulnerable. So it could be a challenge for the government, for the police, for the NGOs, for the teachers to get into that places and to help people. It's very difficult because of that decentralized areas. So I think there are many trends. I can mention more, but that's what I think. I don't know, Lucho, if you want to add something else.
Well, people are afraid of reporting those dealers because people don't know who is receiving the complaint. Dealers, what or has mind, policemen's minds, lawyers, judges. Everybody should know how to do people silent.
Thank you so much. So what would be your words of encouragement or last word?
Wanted to be like negative. I just wanted to show you reality. Drugs is not a game. It's not a children game. It's very serious. It's a very serious problem. It's a society problem. It involves everyone. But I'm absolutely sure that the solution is education, is prevention and education, especially education. If you educate young generations, our community is going to change. We are going to develop new ways of new economies, gain our money. So drugs is not a children game, definitely. And you have to take seriously when you are talking about drugs, because it's a very serious issue. And the solution is through education. We have to educate our children.
Thank you, Liz Magda. Louis, if you want more on this topic, kindly send an email to risingaboveshadowsofabuse@gmail.com. Thank you.